I don't talk about Tyla because I don't want to bring attention to it because I know what they're doing to her. Lyrics of that song Water, and you think about her core fan base, which are girls between the age of 7 and 17. Can you blow my mind and set off my whole body? Make me sweat, make me hotter, make me lose my breath, make me water. Why the f would that be coming out of 8-year-olds' mouth? And dancing and gyrating and trying to get a bump, bump, bump? Because that's all those kids that are watching her are doing. That's all they're doing. They're going to imitate everything that she does. Meanwhile, the local pedo who has a kid who are friends with a bunch of girls, 9, 10, 11 years old, inviting the girls over for pizza and to watch Tyla video.
Ever wondered how one breezy South African club anthem could catapult a singer you'd never heard of on Monday into every playlist, car radio, and TikTok feed by Friday, and then, almost as fast, get torn apart by an industry whistleblower who swears the whole fairy tale was scripted to self-destruct? Well, tighten that seatbelt, silence your notifications, and pour something cold. Because Tyla's rise and stall now plays out like a thriller the big labels hoped you'd never bother to piece together. Back in early 2023, the rest of the world got its very first sip of water. Calling it a song feels almost too small. It was more like a temperature spike. By week 3, the shoulder roll challenge attached to those 4 bubbly chords had logged 5 million TikTok uploads. 2 weeks later, that number tripled, 15 million clips, billions of cumulative views, everyone from junior high dance teams to middle-aged dads in cargo shorts trying the move in their kitchens. Radio jumped on board, streaming algorithms followed, and badge-wielding reps from Epic Records flew to Johannesburg so quickly the ink on Tyla's passport stamp was literally still wet when she signed. Every press release bragged about pure, organic momentum, but a leaked internal deck disagreed. Apparently, $4 million had been earmarked for TikTok ad inventory, creator seeding, and influencer boosts, an amount no genuine bedroom act could pay, even if they sold both kidneys and a car. And that was just the appetizer. On the very same day the ads launched, Zendaya casually bopped to the hook on an Instagram story. 48 hours later, Kyle Jenner lip-synced half the chorus in a mirror selfie. A week after that, The Tonight Show booked Tyla before her U.S. work visa even finished processing. One after another, those cosigns landed with the precision of a NASA countdown. 10, 9, 8. Celebrity, late night slot, stadium DJ drop, 7, 6, 5 club remix. Magazine cover, college radio blitz, 4, 3, 2, boom. Triple platinum certification. From the outside, the ascent looked miraculous. From the inside, it looked manufactured to the millimeter. Still, the origin story played great on camera. Tyla Laura Seathal, suburban Johannesburg 20-something, mixed Zulu drive with Gen Z sparkle and an accent cute enough to melt late-night television audiences on sight. Comment sections loved her. Spotify plastered her face across their Afropop banner. Writers drooled over Amapiano South Africa's airy, bass-heavy house derivative, as if they'd discovered a new periodic element. Within months, Tyla was the first Amapiano pop artist to walk runways during Fashion Week, the first to lock in a Clio-level perfume deal, the first to snag an Emerging Icons panel at Sundance. Every milestone came quicker than the last. Success looked friction-free until January 2024, when a single interview cracked the mirror. Sitting in a New York radio studio, fluorescent lights, half-empty coffee cups, a bored producer off-camera, Tyla described herself as colored, a label that's totally standard and non-pejorative in South Africa, but poisonous in the United States. What she meant as a matter-of-fact statement about her mixed heritage landed like a slur to American ears. Hashtag Tyla canceled and hashtag colorism gate trended by lunchtime. Opinion columns sprouted at breakneck speed. Why U.S. listeners misunderstand South African racial categories. Why international stars need better cultural briefings. Why Tyla deserved patience. Why Tyla deserved exile. She posted clarifications, Zulu roots from her mom, Indian, Irish, Mauritian threads on her dad's side, pride in the word at home, but each follow-up only fueled more quote-tweet skirmishes. 3 sold-out theater shows in Chicago, Dallas, and Atlanta were downgraded to smaller club spaces with almost no public announcement. For an artist whose discography still fit on a single vinyl side, every breath now echoed like it had been weaponized. Yet nothing, not one hashtag, not one venue shrink, prepared her team for September's VMAs. Think pyrotechnics, mirror-polished catwalk, front rows filled with names you need no last names for. Tyla waltzed in wearing serpentine latex, wrapped so tight you wondered how breathing was permitted. When she upset category favorites Burna Boy and Rima to grab Best Afrobeats, cameras caught her leaning toward Lil Nas X and handing him the trophy because, direct quote, "I literally can't bend." 10 seconds of awkward laughter. Tweets crushed her. Diva much? Seconds later, Usher offered a celebratory cha-cha. She declined, barking a laugh about her 6-inch stilettos. TMZ asked, in bold caps, Tyla already too good for Usher. And by daybreak, half her open sponsorship pitches had cooled to circle back next quarter or vanished entirely. The rocket's arc had its first wobble, and gossip blogs collectively sniffed the air like wolves. Something was off. Enter Jaguar Wright. If Tyla was the new voice everyone wanted to claim, Jaguar was the veteran many had already forgotten, until she remixed her career into full-time truth teller. The Philly neo-soul singer took to YouTube 48 hours after the VMAs. Lens inches from her face, eyebrows up, voice steely. Why is a girl who looks 14 always half naked on red carpets? She accused Tyla's handlers of selling hypersexual visuals to distract from weak live vocals and to bait underage viewers, basically labeling the strategy exploitative from A to Z. The video reached 1 million streams before the West Coast even woke up. Then she went bigger. "How old?" Jaguar asked during stream. She floated an almost comedic yet incredibly sticky theory. What if Tyla's not 22 at all? What if those sealed South African school records hide a birth date more than a decade earlier? She jokingly dubbed Tyla your favorite 30-something freshman and let the internet do the rest. Conspiracy TikTok latched on. Reddit detectives slowed a 2009 Johannesburg talent show clip frame by frame, matching dimples, jawlines, ear shapes. Comment counts ballooned from hundreds to tens of thousands. While fans played CSI with freeze frames, actual business numbers hemorrhaged. November 2024, Tyla's self-titled debut album hit Billboard at number 37, about 15,000 US units, 20 pegs beneath the label's aggressive forecast. Week 3 streams sank 58%. Big editorial playlists nudged her tracks down to slots teens rarely scroll to. A North American arena tour, previously trumpeted as the Amapiano Invasion, abruptly postponed due to visa processing backlogs. People inside the routing department admitted only 4 of 12 dates had crossed the 60% ticket sold threshold. When seats don't move, immigrant artist visas tied to extraordinary commercial demand lose their shine in the eyes of U.S. immigration. Cue rumors of possible deportation and O1 status at risk, which triggers the question no fan wants to raise out loud. Was Tyla slipping by accident or by design? Major labels often hedge blockbuster rollouts with completion bond insurance. Spend $8 million. And if the campaign nosedives because of reputational harm, an insurer refunds a chunk of the budget. It's a hedge fund mentality applied to human beings. Jaguar Wright calls it assembly line heartbreak. Step 1, engineer stupid high virality. Step 2, Ride the metrics upward until the plateau. Step 3. Yank the scandal lever. Watch backlash crater the project. Collect insurance. Move on to the next kid who dances well in 30-second clips. In that calculus, Tyla's mistakes stop looking random and start looking like line items. Take one step further back and the view widens. Mid-2025, the U.S. Department of Justice starts firing off subpoenas about payola, playlist bribes, and streaming farm operations. A revived civil suit drags Sean Jay-Z Carter into deposition rooms. Diddy's own courtroom saga reheats decade-old allegations. High-ranking A&R reps exit or retire to spend time with family. Suddenly, Jaguar Wright, once easy to dismiss as a bitter ex-artist, sounds prophetically sane on CNN panels. And as flesh and blood stars grow expensive, messy, and litigious, K-pop conglomerates unveil fully virtual idols, perfect CGI faces, pitch-corrected voices, zero day-to-day liability. Execs read those memos and think, why wager millions on a human who can mistweet, misidentify, misbehave, when polygons will tour the metaverse for peanuts? Lens all of that back onto Tyla, and water morphs from infectious summer bop into bait on a steel fishing line. The record pulled in sponsor, sold ads, and minted short-form video ad revenue. Then, when controversy diluted the glow, insurers likely wrote checks, risk got socialized, and label accountants pushed reset. Even post-flop, Tyla's name still trends. Her fans stream old clips to dissect lyrics. Jaguar's latest exposé revives half-forgotten interview gaffes. Traffic goes both ways, and the machine cashes in twice on the rise and on the wreckage. Here's the weirdly poetic twist. In a hyper-scroll culture, a train wreck has longer shelf life than a well-oiled ride. Every time Jaguar posts another accusation, casual listeners spin water again, just to remember what the fuss was about, boosting royalties in spite of themselves. Tyla, the person, may be exhausted, but Tyla, the key word, keeps lights on in corporate offices. So next time a brand new voice shows up at the top of every new Music Friday, breaks the TikTok count in record time, and lands primetime television slots before the ink on their passport dries, maybe pause and squint at the silhouette behind the curtain. Who fronted the seed money? Who co-signed the insurance clause? Who profits if the backstory implodes? In 2025, the real chart topper isn't a 3-minute track. It's the algorithmic conveyor belt that decides when to crown the next hero and when to schedule their downfall. And unlike any human starlet, that conveyor belt never misses a beat, never files for rest, and never, ever stops spinning. What do you think about this whole mess and this rapid decline of Tyla's American dream? Y'all let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and watch this next video because it gets just as messy.